Most Americans have no idea which wealth class they're really in. Are you actually middle class or slowly sinking toward the bottom? In this Money Smart Basics video, we break down America's 5 wealth classes and reveal how to level up your money game starting today. Remember to like and subscribe for more Money Smart Basics videos. If you have any suggestions for financial literacy topics, please leave a comment. Stay until the end to receive a bonus tip. Let's talk about America's wealth ladder, where you stand and how to climb higher. We'll break down the 5 wealth classes, show you the net worth numbers, and reveal the habits that help people move up. Think of this as your financial roadmap. No gatekeeping, just clear steps to help you plan your ascent. Smash the like button and let's jump into the first wealth class. The bottom 20% of American households make up the lowest wealth class, often with negative net worth, where debts outweigh assets. For them, every week is a high-stakes balancing act, with no financial cushion and constant stress over bills and unexpected expenses. High-interest debt like credit cards and payday loans traps them in a cycle, making it nearly impossible to save or get ahead. Most are renters, with few assets, often just a used car, and little hope for long-term financial growth. For those in the bottom 20%, daily finances are a constant struggle. Income is unpredictable, bills pile up, and planning ahead feels impossible. Many rely on check cashing services and prepaid cards, losing money to fees and missing out on building credit. The stress impacts health and relationships, but breaking the debt cycle and tracking every dollar is the first step forward. Many low-income Americans are trapped by predatory financial products like payday loans and rent-to-own stores, which prey on immediate needs and lack of options. Government assistance can also create a cliff effect, where a small raise means losing vital benefits, making it hard to get ahead. The best pathway forward is to focus on increasing income through job training and new skills, while building positive financial habits, even in small ways. The lower middle class, or the second quintile, has just crossed into positive net worth, typically around $40,000. Life feels more stable, but one emergency can still wipe out their savings. Homeownership becomes more common, and their house is usually their biggest asset. The habits they build now will determine if they move up or stay stuck. For the lower middle class, debt is a double-edged sword. Mortgages help build equity, but high housing costs can leave families house poor, with little left for savings or emergencies. Student loans and car payments add to the burden, making it tough to get ahead. Managing these debts is the central challenge for this group. To break through to the next level, shift from a debt-focused mindset to saving and investing. Build an emergency fund, automate retirement contributions, and increase them yearly. Avoid lifestyle inflation, redirect extra cash to investments, not spending. Learn investing basics. These steps turn fragile stability into a solid financial foundation. The American middle class, everyone talks about it, but what does it really mean? It's not just income or a job, it's about stability, handling bills, saving a little, and not being one emergency away from disaster. For most, the biggest asset is their home. It's not about being rich, but about having security and a small financial cushion. Now let's break down the numbers and the day-to-day financial reality of a middle-class household. Income-wise, we're often looking at a household income somewhere between $50,000 and $150,000 a year, depending heavily on the cost of living in their specific area. A $100,000 income in rural Kansas affords a very different lifestyle than the same salary in San Diego or New York City. This is a key point to understand. The middle-class experience is not uniform across the country. The biggest financial challenge for this group is often the middle-class squeeze, where incomes have stagnated over the last few decades, while the costs of housing, healthcare, and education have absolutely skyrocketed. This squeeze means that even with a decent income and a growing net worth, the budget is often tighter than you might think. A significant portion of their monthly income is eaten up by the big 3: housing, transportation, and food. After that, you have taxes, insurance, utilities, and childcare costs, which can be astronomical. What's left over is what they have to work with for everything else: saving for retirement, building an emergency fund, paying down debt, and maybe, just maybe, having a little fun. This is why so many middle-class families feel like they're just treading water, even when they're doing everything right on paper. Debt is another major character in the middle-class story. Unlike the lower classes who might struggle with high-interest consumer debt, The middle class typically carries what's often called good debt. This primarily includes a mortgage on their home and, very frequently, significant student loan balances. While these debts were taken on to acquire assets, a house and an education, they still represent massive long-term financial commitments that can constrain cash flow for decades. Managing this debt effectively, like refinancing a mortgage when rates are low, is a crucial financial skill for staying and growing within this bracket. Despite these pressures, the middle class is defined by its commitment to saving and investing. This is the group that diligently contributes to their employer-sponsored 401k, especially if there's a company match, because that's free money, and you should always take the free money. They are the ones who set up automatic transfers to a savings account each month, even if it's just $100. They might not be making splashy investments in speculative stocks, but they are consistently and methodically building their future. This disciplined, long-term approach is the engine of their financial progress, turning modest savings into a respectable nest egg over time. Stability for the middle class means having an emergency fund, breathing room to handle life's curveballs, and the ability to plan for the future. It's about providing opportunities for their children, like music lessons or saving for college. There's pride in what they've built, but also a drive to move up, achieve more, and secure a better future. The upper middle class is where financial security feels real. Think households with net worths from $250,000 up to nearly $1 million. These are highly educated professionals, often earning well over six figures, living in nice neighborhoods, driving newer cars, and enjoying frequent vacations. But with this comfort comes pressure to maintain their lifestyle, sometimes making it feel like an expensive treadmill. In the upper middle class, the focus shifts from survival to strategic growth. They invest, work with advisors, and budget diligently, even with high incomes. Their lifestyle means choice and less financial anxiety, but rising expenses and lifestyle creep are real challenges. Despite high earnings, many still feel stretched thin, what some call being a Henry, high earner, not rich yet. So, how does one actually break into this upper middle class? Well, it almost always boils down to one critical factor: a high income. It's incredibly difficult to save and invest your way into this bracket on a median salary. The most common path is through a high-paying career that requires extensive education or specialized skills. Think about the years of medical school for a doctor, the rigorous law school curriculum for an attorney, or the advanced degrees for a tenured professor or senior engineer. These professions have a high barrier to entry, but they also offer a very high income potential that forms the foundation for building significant wealth. Beyond just landing a high-paying job, the journey involves a period of intense financial discipline, especially in the early stages of one's career. A newly minted doctor or lawyer might be making six figures, but they're also often saddled with 6 figures of student loan debt. The ones who successfully climb into the upper middle class are those who resist the temptation to immediately upgrade their lifestyle. They live like a resident or a student for a few more years, aggressively paying down their debt and shoveling every spare dollar into investments. This period of delayed gratification is what really sets them up for exponential growth down the road. Another key strategy is maximizing earning potential through career progression and side hustles. It's not just about the starting salary, it's about consistently seeking promotions, changing companies for a significant pay bump, and negotiating salary effectively. Many in this class also develop additional streams of income. A doctor might do consulting work, an engineer might develop a paid software tool on the side, or a manager might invest in real estate. They understand that relying on a single source of income, even a high one, carries risk. Diversifying their income streams provides both additional capital for investment and a safety net. Finally, making smart strategic decisions with their money is paramount. This means buying a house they can comfortably afford, not the biggest one the bank will approve them for. It means consistently and automatically investing in low-cost index funds month after month, regardless of what the market is doing. It means understanding the tax implications of their financial decisions and planning accordingly. It's about building a solid, diversified portfolio of assets, stocks, bonds, real estate, that will grow over time. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and it's built on a foundation of high income, disciplined saving, and intelligent investing. Welcome to the top 20% of American households by wealth, where a net worth of at least $1 million is your ticket in. Here, wealth isn't just about income, it's about owning assets that generate more wealth: stocks, businesses, and real estate. The lifestyle? Multiple homes, luxury travel, and access to elite opportunities. Most reach this level through entrepreneurship, business ownership, or top-tier careers, by building and owning, not just earning. The mindset of the top 20% is fundamentally different when it comes to money. They don't see money as something to be spent on liabilities, they see it as a tool to acquire more assets. Every dollar is a soldier to be deployed in the battle for wealth creation. This is why you see billionaires driving relatively modest cars or living in the same house for decades. It's not because they can't afford more, it's because they understand that every dollar spent on a depreciating asset is a dollar that can't be invested in an appreciating one. Their focus is on the balance sheet, not the monthly income statement. A key strategy for this group is the sophisticated use of leverage. While the middle class is often taught to fear debt, the wealthy understand how to use it strategically to amplify their returns. They will borrow money at a low interest rate to invest in real estate or a business that they expect to generate a much higher return. They have access to financial instruments and lending products like portfolio-backed loans that aren't available to the average person. This allows them to access liquidity without having to sell their appreciating assets and trigger a taxable event, which is a massive advantage in wealth preservation. Furthermore, tax planning becomes a central pillar of their financial strategy. For the top 20%, and especially the top 1%, minimizing their tax burden is a major priority. They employ teams of accountants and tax attorneys to legally structure their assets and income in the most tax-efficient way possible. This involves using complex trust structures, taking advantage of tax loss harvesting, investing in tax-advantaged municipal bonds, and strategically donating to charity. Their goal is to minimize the slice that goes to Uncle Sam, allowing more of their wealth to compound for future generations. It's a level of financial optimization that is simply on another planet. Another defining characteristic is their long-term perspective. They are not concerned with short-term market fluctuations or the latest economic news. They are playing a multi-generational game. Their investment decisions are made with a horizon of decades, not months or years. This is why they are so heavily invested in equities and private businesses, as they understand that over the long run, ownership is the key to outpacing inflation and generating real wealth. They are planting trees under whose shade they may not sit, ensuring their family's financial security for generations to come through careful estate planning and wealth transfer strategies. The top 20% isn't one group. There are huge differences within it. Millionaires next door live comfortably, but the truly affluent and the top 1% enjoy levels of luxury and influence that are hard to imagine. The gap between a millionaire and a billionaire is far greater than between a millionaire and someone with nothing. Lumping them together misses the real story. So, there you have it, a complete breakdown of America's 5 wealth classes from the bottom 20% all the way to the top. We've looked at the numbers, the lifestyles, and the financial habits that define each group. It's a fascinating and sometimes sobering look at the economic ladder in the United States. It really highlights the different financial realities people are facing, from the daily struggle to make ends meet, to the complex strategies of preserving dynastic wealth. The journey through these tiers shows just how much one's financial position can shape their life, their opportunities, and their sense of security. It's a powerful reminder of the importance of financial literacy. The goal of this video isn't to make you feel bad about where you are, but to give you a clear picture of the landscape and empower you with knowledge. Understanding these different classes can help you identify where you currently stand and, more importantly, can provide a roadmap for where you want to go. You can see the habits and strategies that people in the next class up are using and start to implement them in your own life. Whether it's starting a side hustle, increasing your savings rate, or learning how to invest, every step you take in the right direction moves you closer to your financial goals. Now, I'm genuinely curious to hear from you. After listening to these definitions, which wealth class do you think you fall into? There's no judgment here at all. This is all about open discussion and learning from each other's experiences. Let me know down in the comments below. Sharing where you are on your journey can be incredibly motivating, both for you and for others who are on a similar path. Your story might just be the inspiration someone else needs to take that next step toward improving their financial future and building a better life for themselves and their family. And of course, if you found this breakdown helpful and you want to see more content that dives deep into personal finance, investing, and building wealth, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. We post content designed to give you the insights you need to climb that financial ladder no matter where you're starting from. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. With that, you are ahead of 90% of most people in America. Here is the bonus tip that we promised. Track your net worth monthly. Most people don't move up the wealth ladder because they don't know where they stand financially. Tracking your income, assets, and debts helps you make smarter money moves and measure progress over time. The information provided in this content is for educational and informational purposes only, and should not be considered financial, legal, or tax advice. Always consult with a qualified financial advisor, tax professional, or legal counsel before making any financial decisions. The creator of this content is not responsible for any actions taken based on the information provided. Investments and financial decisions carry risk, and past performance does not guarantee future results.